Well, we're coming to the end of a very busy Easter programme, and we've got two more coming for you next weekend. Leeds and Huddersfield next Thursday at 7:30 on Sky Sports 3, and on Sky Sports 2 on Friday it's Hull FC against this Warrington Wolves side. So two more from the Betfred Super League next weekend, live here on Sky Sports. Half-time here on this Saturday afternoon. Warrington Wolves 6, Wakefield Trinity 14. The tries from Gibson and Caton Brown early. Two conversions from Finn, who has added the penalty goal, and Ryan Atkins with a really solid run down the left-hand side, scored the try, and then Deck Patton improved things. 6-14 to Wakefield as we prepare for the start of this second 40 minutes. There he is, the ex-Wakefield man. Seems an eternity ago that he was playing for Wakefield, then he came over here, and the rest, as they say, is history. After that try in the first half, 198 career tries for Ryan Atkins, and 8 times he has been an England international. Well, they need some international class, really, Warrington, to put that first half behind them. Wakefield with this wind at their backs, it'll be very interesting to see, and the sun in the faces of the Warrington defenders. It'll be interesting to see how Wakefield utilise the kicking game in the second 40.
It was a relaxed Wakefield dressing room, wasn't it? At half-time, we got the shots. I'm sure that what they would have been saying is keep the pressure on, but there's a high shot here straight away in the opening set in the second half, which will help Warrington, who only completed 10 sets to 6 in the first half to Wakefield 17, which isn't good enough. This is where they need to be now, up against the very determined Trinity side.
Well, they're starting this set from the halfway line, so 50 yards between them and a second try.
He's lost the ball.
The ball is lost on the first tackle by Jack Hughes. It is going from bad to worse. Or was there a hand in there by Fifita?
Well, it's irrelevant, isn't it? Because the referee said it's a knock-on, and the Warrington players here now dealing with this situation when you side out playing well. You've started the second half in the worst possible fashion, losing possession again. You're behind on the scoreboard. You know that things are not going well this season, but this is now a fantastic test of their mental strength here to see whether they can recover, keep the composure. It's going to look even more difficult because it appears that Kurt Gidley, the number 7, is limping. Is that a knee problem that the physio is looking at?
I think somebody stood on his foot while all that was going on, and Jack Hughes was trying to keep hold of the ball. Kurt Gidley was in or around and might have caught a stray foot.
Some big lads out there for Wakefield. Let's get down to Bill for the half-time news.
Well, already we've seen one from Warrington, but it's the individual errors that are really hurting them. That's the area that Tony Smith has targeted, and the penalties, the discipline, that's another factor. So second half hasn't got off to exactly the start that they wanted. If they can cut those out, they think that they've shown already with the territorial dominance they've had over Wakefield that they can get the upper hand in this game, but the errors are really hurting them. Chris Chester is a hard man to please, despite the fact his side are leading 14 points to 6. There's better to come, he feels, from his side in this second half. Errors as well. They've got to stop Warrington's offloading. That's hurting them, and they can be more fluent in attack.
Well, let's see if they can be more fluent in attack here with Hubie on this, the second tackle after that penalty. They're 11 metres or so away from the Warrington line with Wood. He gives it to Keegan Hurst, who almost stumbles into the challenge from George King. They're making a little progress, and it's now with Miller. Forward pass.
The no-look pass, I think it was from Miller.
Seen a few forward passes today, haven't we?
Well, goes at the line, so he gets Kevin Brown. I think Dean Hadley. He fixes him, gives him the short ball. He shapes as though the ball's going to go out the back, hoping that there was going to be space that was created.
He's frustrated, Jacob Miller, you can see that.
Well, they get in this field position, and it all come on the back of that penalty, as you said earlier, Eddie, from James Batchelor. Run hard, he runs strong, the number 27 for Wakefield.
I think he knew Miller there, just psychologically, how important it would have been had they scored the first try. They can take it to a 14-20 points to 6, 14-point lead. It really would put pressure on the home team.
And here, Wakefield putting pressure on themselves, because there's another penalty for a high shot.
Well, there's a second penalty in the opening 3 minutes of the second half, isn't it? Again, down near the opposition's line.
But as a forward, when you're defending, this is where you want to be. You want to get your teammates surrounding you. You don't want to open up the gap and let Kevin Brown or Lex deck pattern run at you.
Gidley is at dummy half. Here's Julien running straight at young Bachelor and making a few extra meters as well, despite the challenge of a couple of others. Gidley once more, Patton, and then a long cut-out pass finds Kevin Brown. Brown then finds Ratchford. Ratchford to Livette. Livette goes wide and finds Rhys Evans. And Rhys Evans is on his way over the line. That is great defence.
Tom Johnson.
Great defence.
Yeah, Tom Johnson on Rhys Evans then. Wouldn't let him get to ground. Look at this. You hit, you hold him up, you won't let him go to ground. Kevin Brown, then Jacob Miller knows where the sideline is. Dean Hadley coming in as well to lend his weight.
Harvey Livette doing all he could to try and prevent that, but in the end could do nothing. So head and feed at the scrum to Wakefield.
Well, you need an ability here if you're the Warrington side to just be able to wipe what's happened over the last 44 minutes again, because otherwise it can drag you down. It can put you into a negative frame of mind here. They're better than what they're playing, and they need to prove that by looking to the future rather than focusing on what's just happened and how they have played up to this point. They need to improve dramatically though, because the errors they're making is a perfect invitation for Trinity to win this match.
Gibson to his feet, plays the ball. Here's Craig Hubie, and getting a half break. He's on his 299th career appearance this afternoon. Is Hubie flying challenge by Julien, which was deemed illegal by Ben Thaler, a shoulder charge.
Well, look at that, he spots somebody. He just has his arm tucked in. That's the reason why the referee, Ben Thaler, says that it's a shoulder charge.
Did he get done for intent, Stuart?
Well, I think he's actually made slight contact, but it's the action of the shoulder charge, isn't it, that's caused the referee's eye there.
Well, I can't catch my breath. That's
Barry, you would have had to put the sat-nav on to Leeds every Wednesday afternoon to get to the disciplinary committee if you were still playing.
We'll get to a point where we can't tackle hard in our game.
Well, that was a shoulder charge, and it's illegal.
I don't think it was, Eddie. I think the guy was trying to tackle. But anyway, on with the game.
Wakefield are camped near the Warrington line with Kyle Wood, and here is Liam Finn. Now it's with Jacob Miller. They go wide to Johnson. They are in. Wakefield score the first try of this second half. Tom Johnson, 7th Super League try of the year. 12 tries in Super League last year, so he's bang on course to beat that total when he won the Young Player of the Year award. We're at the halfway stage of the 2017 Betfred Super League season, and Warrington are in a hole.
Well, his tackle a minute ago helped Wakefield to get possession, and then he's put himself into the right position to make sure they get some more points. It's brilliant play from a brilliant winger here, added to the fact that the pass over the top is a wonderful, well-timed one. Jacob Miller takes a risk. He throws a long ball, inviting Tom Johnston onto it. He improves the angle, and he's hoping here now this turns into 6 points, not just a 4.
They make it easy, don't they? When they get up Warrington, they're holding, they're looking for numbers to pull across on the inside. And then it's a clever pass, the spatial awareness that Wakefield have got to set up that man, Tom Johnston. It's a big start in the second half, isn't it?
Huge.
Big start for Wakefield.
It is. 3 years, remember, 3 long years since they last tested success on this ground. They're not there yet, not by a long chalk. Warrington do have it in them to come back from this. But 18-6 it is. This for 20 points to 6 and a 14-point advantage. Liam Finn. And he has kicked this. So 14 points it is. Warrington 6, Wakefield 20.
Well, this is a glorious ball. He worries defenders because of his run threat, Jacob Miller. And it's the compression of the defensive line of the Wolves that allows that lofty looping pass onto Johnston. And the first try of the second half, 7 minutes on.
Well, Warrington were in a similar position to this when they played at Hull just a few weeks ago. 20 points to 6 down at that time. They came back and the game ended in a draw. And I guess Tony Smith will be tempted to put Chris Hill and Ashton Sims back on the field soon, because they really are in an emergency situation right now.
They are. They need something, but I think they need a bit of creativity. They need a little bit of something that will spur their confidence on. Look at this from Wakefield.
Broke up the middle, that's what you can't accept as a coach when you beat round the ruck. Do you know someone who could mix it up a bit, Eddie? Andre Savelio, good footwork at the line. He's a player that can play over the top of somebody, offloading contact. They need to mix it up a bit more now, Warrington.
This, meanwhile, is David Fifita, and they have the devil's own job in pulling him to the ground. They do eventually. Last one.
Of the man.
Miller, nice little kick off the outside of the boot, and Stefan Ratchford not interested in picking that up. Chris Hill is about to return, the skipper. They need him. They need something.
They're definitely better when that man is on the pitch. He's a meter eater for the Wolves. When he takes the ball forward, he commands the attention of 3 defenders. There's the kick from Wakefield. And the captain has to lead from the front, inspire his teammates. They can't make the change when a scrum is formed. As soon as this scrum is broken up, the captain will be on. And he's got a big job to do.
You've been at it lately over Easter, Barry. I'm full of admiration. A meter eater, Chris Hill, and amazing Grace, Regan Grace of St Helens. You've had a very good Easter.
Thank you.
All your cliches are original.
Thank you.
David, you're safe!
It's because I made them up, Eddie.
You've spelt them wrong, but you've made them up.
Yeah.
Warrington getting to halfway, maybe with King.
That's a better run, isn't it? Be direct. Here goes Chris Hill.
First touch since his return. Last tackle, though, coming up for Warrington here. And Brown hoists a high kick. That's knocked backwards, I think. Oh, he says no, it's not forward, it's the turnover. I think he's saying that this ball came off the Warrington man into the Wakefield man.
That's what he's calling. Knock on, doesn't have to hit the ground, go into another man, and there it is.
He's right.
It's Gidley's hand and into the head of the Wakefield player, and that's the knock on.
But in the build-up to this, there was 2 good runs, wasn't it? From King and then from Chris Hill. A little shift at the line allows them to kick under no pressure. The mistake from Gidley.
Hey, full marks to Kurt Gidley for actually getting up there and competing for the ball. That's what they need, some more competitors in the side right now.
To do. Kurt Gidley, 34 years young, leading by example. He got a try against Huddersfield on Monday. What would he give for a try here against Wakefield this afternoon? Hubie, though, has it for Trinity.
Playing for the penalty then, Craig Hubie.
Come on, mate, come on.
Ben Thaler working hard with the players, trying to get them back on side. Good run, good solid run. This is from
young
James Batchelor, yeah. Down the short side with Finn, he gives it to Williams. Williams then to Gibson. Patton snaked out the right arm and just delayed him. And oh well, Wakefield have just lost the plot there slightly, because that is the last tackle, it's the turnover.
Well, Dec Patton, the number 22 for Warrington Wolves, he has to clamp that ball. He has to use all his strength to get his body, chest, and prevent the offload. Warrington with a long way to go, have the ball.
And Lynham plays it to Gidley. Here is Hill. Crowd getting a bit restless. I don't know whether that's with the players, with the referee or what, but they're not happy on the terraces, that's for sure. Here is Jack Hughes.
It'll be with the scoreboard, Eddie. Warrington will be looking for their influential players now to step up. The man who's got the ball, Kurt Gidley.
He's one of them.
He had a standout debut season last year for the Wolves, didn't he?
Dec Patton goes away to Joe Philbin. 5th in a row off the bench, Philbin. Here is Brown. High and cross field. Good kick, but easy in the end for Sam Williams, a junior kangaroo. Once upon a time, 7 years ago, Sam Williams off the bench. He's in his 2nd spell in Super League, having had 12 appearances with the Catalan 3 years ago. Caton Brown will play the ball. Oof, that's high. That was high from George King.
Well, the tempo of the run was changed from Johnston when he gets the ball. He accelerates then into contact, and the the swinging arm.
It's King hit, isn't he? And that penalty there just takes the pressure off Wakefield again.
Are you after the gold medal?
He's getting jealous because he gave me some praise.
King hit, meter, what was it?
Meter eater.
Amazing. What's next? Terry, your turn. Here now is Liam Finn. And this now, David Fafita calls in my ear for commentary rather than cliches.
Oh, he did well to pull that back then, Sam Williams. Kevin Brown was looking for the interception.
Down the short side they go with Jacob Miller. That looks forward to Hadley. Thus not called. Liam Finn into centre field to Miller again. Miller then gives it to Fafita and he's lost it forward.
Well, Fafita, I'm not so sure whether he was expecting the ball to go out the back. Jacob Miller, he'd isolated Benjamin Julian, so he's the big Fafita against Julian. He just couldn't bring that ball in.
He's done some defending, the Frenchman. He's 23 tackles on the board already, but I'm guessing 4 or 5 of them have been big tackles at crucial times.
How much is fatigue playing a part today? You know, it's a busy period, 3 games, Friday, Monday, Saturday.
It's the same for both teams and both players.
It is, same for all the players.
Yeah, but that's why you've always got to respect the possession, Eddie. The third game, let me say it all the time, it always gets you.
And you exert more effort when you're defending, when you're attacking.
The third game between Widnes and St Helens was a high-quality game. Teams that neither side missed many tackles or dropped that much ball, so I don't think you can necessarily correlate this being the third game for the reason why there's been so many handling errors and penalties conceded.
But you've got to respect that possession, haven't you, Phil? You can't make those mistakes. You can't, if that 50-50 passes on, well, you just got to take the tackle.
Phil's right, though. The first match of this Easter holiday, Widnes-Warrington, was not a patch, or last night was not a patch on that. It was fantastic last night. It was the third game in 8 and 7 days for the two teams, Widnes and Saints. Here we've got Warrington on the attack with Patton. Now it's with Ratchford. They have a man wide. They might not need him. It's Atkins who gets the ball back to Ratchford. He then helps it on quickly. And it's Philbin again. And Philbin's a strong lad, but they managed to put him down on tackle number 3, but 7-8 metres away from the line. Gidley into centre field to Chris Hill, the skipper looking for the line. Hill, he's at the line, and Sims says he's got it down, and I think they're going to give this. He is. A captain's knock from Chris Hill. Just kept the legs pumping. There were people all around him, but he wouldn't be denied. He just ploughed up the land, plonked the ball down over the line.
Well, Chris Hill, as we talked about, he needed to do lead from the front. There's the penalty and the field position, and it's his front row partner, Ashton Sims, who pushes up into the next hole and attracts 1 or 2 defenders, and Chris Hill, with his head down and his legs pumping, gets the first try, the second half for the Wolves.
So Patton in front of the sticks, doesn't make any mistake with that. 8 points now. Warrington 12, Wakefield 20.
Well, we talk about captain's knock. This is a captain's run, and one that Warrington needed right then. You know, it's not pretty, but it certainly gets them 6 points that they were desperate for. Their attacking play isn't the patch on what we saw last season when they could score tries for fun. But at this stage in the match, they just needed some points. He's put them on the board, and now he's hoping this is the start of a revival.
24 big minutes ahead.
Well, that's why he was sent back onto the field, wasn't it, from the coach, Tony Smith. Lead by example, and he's certainly done that.
Let's get down to Bill Arthur. News on the conditions, Bill.
Well, Eddie, it's just the point that this is the third game of the week, and it's the most tiring conditions of the 3 games, that's for sure. Just to add to the fact that the players are already fatigued going into this. I don't think, probably from where you are, up on that far side of the field, in the cool of the shade, it's quite so easy to gauge the temperature down here at ground level. It really is hot work for the players out there. Water carriers have been working overtime. Warrington have brought out fresh water supplies in actual fact, and I reckon that could tell in the closing stages of this game. On who is the question?
We'll find out. Chris Hill told to play the ball. He's got to play it on the right place, though. He's got to go back, surely. Well, no, they let him play on from there. Deck Patton, high, to the side, flicked on by Atkins went forward.
Turnover. Knock on
Turnover,
that
Eddie.
ball.
That man, Ryan Atkins, knocks the ball forward.
Atkins got it.
But again, it's a good kick, isn't it?
On the 10.
They're targeting Ben Jones-Bishop.
On the 10.
Likes a Tom Lynham, the size of him.
It comes off Ryan Atkins into the head of Ben Jones-Bishop.
I'm just wondering why Ryan Atkins was leading the chorus of protest. That's good defence, though, from Warrington.
Perhaps he thought he went backwards.
It did eventually, but off the other fella's head.
Well, this is where not only do you need to be enthusiastic, but you need to be disciplined. The concession of a penalty now would just kill what the atmosphere, the crowd that Warrington are trying to generate here. They've got to be tight, they've got to be clean and fast.
Wakefield struggling to get to halfway.
Eddie, Andrea Savelio's on now. That's a player, the number 18 for Warrington. He can cause some problems in the back end of games.
They haven't reached halfway at the end of this set, and so the kick maybe from Williams is important. He finds the ground just in front of Rhys Evans. He nutmegs Rhys Evans as well. That means it's all on from here.
Look at that chair stop. 3 players into Rhys Evans, knowing how dangerous can be in open space. If he can link up with his fullback or also his teammate on the opposite, Tom Lynham, could cause problems.
Harvey Levette.
And you feel like Chris Chester's acknowledged that the surge from Warrington and the momentum they're getting needs to be counteracted against Tino Arona onto the pitch. He makes more tackles, more carries than anybody else in a Wakefield shirt.
Here's Savelio. Tackle number 4, just 5 metres shy of halfway. Hill again, another solid run from the skipper. Have to wonder how long he can keep this up for, because he's been vigorous since he's come back on the field. Now with Kevin Brown. High and long. Jowett is underneath it for Wakefield.
Doesn't look anything special from Chris Hill, what he does. But he certainly sets the example to his teammates. He leads the way, everyone else is to follow him. A kick then on the back of his run from Kevin Brown. From the no pressure, yeah.
Quick play the ball, Ben Jones-Bishop, and he breaks the first line, but it was a good job that Atkins was there.
Some tight bodies in the middle defending for Warrington.
Atkins defending again, and then he almost buries Ashley Gibson with the tackle. Hubie for Wakefield. Last tackle coming up for the Trinity. Williams into the air, and it's difficult for Ratchford with that sun shining into his face, but he makes it look easy. Penalty, the crowd did well then.
It was a good kick and a good catch. And Stefan Ratchford with some urgency. The crowd are getting behind the team. I think they're getting off the back of what Chris Hill's doing. And you're right, Eddie, he can't do it on his own. He can't play the ball quickly. He can't make 10 metres and then join the kick chase team when the kick goes up.
Savelio getting Warrington to halfway, or just about. Andre Savelio, he was a substitute in both the games over Easter as well. Here's Ashton Sims, now Kevin Brown, and he misses out Jack Hughes and finds Ratchford, who is spun to the ground by Jacob Miller. Brown goes down the short side. Here is Hughes again. Tackled by Liam Finn and Mason Caton Brown. Kevin Brown. Gidley. Hill. Good tackle low down by Dean Hadley. Last one for Warrington. Brown with a kick. No, it's with Patton, so he'll have the responsibility. Goes straight up in the air. And knocked on by Ryan Atkins.
Again, who they're targeting, Eddie. They're going to that man, Ryan Atkins, and Tom Lynham. But it's the second knock-on now from Ryan Atkins in the last few minutes. But it's certainly the side that they're favoured on the last plays of the set.
So they will play the ball 12 metres away from their own line, and Ben Jones-Bishop comes up with the error.
I think there's a little bit of justice in there. When Ryan Atkins collects that back pass, while they're in the air, both of those players, Ben Jones-Bishop, I think might help it on its way. Here's the mistake, coming away from his own line. Eyes off the ball, looks towards the oncoming defender. I think there's a little bit of rugby league justice there.
A little scratch of the head for Chris Chester. He knows what's coming at his team from 10 metres out. Can they hold on?
Eddie, and that's what I say, when you're bringing the ball away from the sideline, so close to your line, it's always difficult because how tight the opposition defensive line is.
You know what, a try from the scrum here, Eddie. This would get the crowd excited. Going to get Rhys Evans in that far corner.
Brown is going that way. Kevin Brown taking the responsibility on his own shoulders. Good job that Arona was there and Hadley and Finn. Creeping closer. Warrington with Gidley. Short ball, Jack Hughes. And he's held standing up. Gidley in the dummy half, scheming again. Says to Ashton Sims has a go. He then says to Cervello, you have a go. He backs out of trouble. Andre Cervello didn't release the pass, goes to the line. And he's held up over that line, so they go back to the 10-metre mark and the tackle count will continue.
He was still fighting the Wakefield players, but just quite content, holding him up over the line. The retreat's now 10 metres. Look at Wakefield's line, nice and set.
Gidley to Kevin Brown. Drop of the shoulder from Brown. He nearly burrowed underneath Arona. Gidley waits. Gidley back, it comes to Patton. Quick hands, and Philbin is there. And that's good defence. In fact, it's great defence from Wakefield. Scrambling stuff. Last tackle coming up. Gidley gets the pass away. Tom Lynham being hunted down by Ben Jones-Bishop. Patton with a crossfield kick. Looking for Harvey Levett. The ball is free, and he's offside, isn't he?
Yeah, he looked offside, Eddie.
Turnover rules, Ben Thaler. Another knock-on called against Warrington. Harvey Levett.
Well, they can't break through Wakefield's defence other than aerial kicks. It's way to the last tackle. The Trinity defence has been outstanding. The referee says it's a knock-on from Warrington. It's a call that the Wakefield supporters were pleased to hear.
I think they've been hard done to there, Wakefield. Tom Johnston under pressure. I think he fumbles that ball. But Warrington need to grow from that pressure.
Well, this is where they up the ante now, isn't it? Last time they got off the line with aggressive line speed, Ben Jones-Bishop made a mistake.
No seconds, guys.
Williams cut down by the challenge from Philbin. He will play the ball to Liam Finn. Anthony England. Sims and Gidley deal with the threat. Finn. To the left they go with Hubie.
Tackle 5, move, Jack!
And that's the 5th tackle, so last one coming up here for Wakefield. Miller will surely find touch this time. It was very close, but he found the right mark just.
Well, that'll be Wakefield's play the last 16 minutes. Kicking the ball off the field of play, just letting the clock tick down. Saw it last night on Sky Sports with Widnes when they defeated Saints with Tom Gilmore. Just quite content in the last 10 minutes just to keep knocking the ball off the pitch when you're in front, and it's just that 8-point lead, and you know Warrington will try absolutely everything, and that's when they're most dangerous, Warrington.
Rhys Evans gets the possession first from the scrum, taking it into Batchelor's chest. A bit of help there for him as well. Liam Finn and Arona. Gidley. The rumbustious run from the substitute Joe Philbin. He's done well since he's come on. Him and Hill.
And it's only simple things that they're both doing. Run hard, keep your legs pumping, and when you can get the ball away to a team, to a player in a better position.
Which is what Chris Hill just did then to deck Patton. Patton goes down. 3rd tackle, 30 metres away. Gidley switches the direction of the attack. It comes back then from Brown to Hill. 4 tackles gone, 15 minutes remaining, 8 points the difference. Gidley with a run, finds Brown. Brown then to Ratchford. Ratchford is cut down by Jacob Miller. Another important tackle from Miller. It's with Brown again. A little dab to the in-goal area, but that's easy for Liam Finn.
There was Warrington now making a substitution. Kurt Gidley, who's been very good in this game, made 39 tackles. He's been taken from the field. Brad Dwyer's back on now in the hooking role.
Ben Jones-Bishop taking on Hill.
Move, Joe! Go, Joe, tighten it up!
Here we go now with Ashley Gibson. His legs were lifted.
No. His body ends up
Jack Hughes
just be careful,
puts him in a dangerous position. And again, Eddie, this is just simple meters that they're giving away. They don't have to work hard.
No, they'll find touch, and they're just taking a breather because there's a man down.
Well, in addition to putting so much effort into the attack, Warrington also need to remember here now, they must defend. Concede any more points and this will be almost impossible for them to win this match. They have to hold out here and then surge again and try and play as quickly as they can down the middle of the field.
Mason Caton-Brown taps the restart to himself. Arona. And it's the big prop forward Anthony England. They're 5 metres away, Wakefield. They've got a ton of tackles remaining. This is Liam Finn taking on Chris Hill. Being halted a metre or two away from the line. This is Arona. Back it comes then to Williams. Now to Max Jowett. Patton did the job. 4 gone. They've gone from left to right. Will they come back this way again, or will they go blind? No, they come into the open side where they find Williams and now Arona. That's good defence from Warrington. Not much progress made by Arona. So down he goes on tackle number 5. Wakefield will look for a repeat set, at least if they can. It's with Hubie. Now it's with Miller. He'll hoist the kick wide. There's chasers out there. Oh! He's in the air, so the tackle was illegal on Rhys Evans.
Well, Chris Chester thought that was the contest was okay, and if the ball goes in the air like that, surely both players can go for that ball.
Well, I couldn't see a tackle, Stu.
Well, I think it's where he comes down on his head. That's what attracted the referee's attention. He just makes a little bit of contact with the head and shoulders as he's coming down.
So that's why the penalty's given. Here it is again. Yeah, just maybe had a tug at the shirt of Rhys Evans. Anyway, Warrington in possession with Ryan Atkins, who's looked the most dangerous, and he gets the ball away nicely to Savelio.
You're right, Eddie. Ryan Atkins was the most dangerous player in the Warrington jersey in the first half. Maybe he's the go-to man at the back end of this game.
This is Joe Westerman. Westerman is through, and Westerman an important tackle from Max Jowett. Saves a certain try, but here's a penalty given away. Craig Hubie.
It's clever play from Joe Westerman. He traps Craig Hubie's arm into the tackle then.
It's Hill again with a drive to the line. Scored like this not long ago. What a tackle that was from young Jowett. Westerman looked assert. Here is Brown, he's assert. Kevin Brown over. Warrington back. Within 4, kick to come. And 11 minutes remaining. We could be in for a frantic finish.
Well, I said before, Eddie, he's a player that can certainly handle the pressure in these tight games, and Kevin Brown pulling the strings at the back end. But Joe Westerman, what about the break from him? It was excellent. The little show and go from Kevin Brown. He drops the shoulder. But Joe Westerman, look, going at the line. He's so big, he's so powerful, gets into his stride. A good tackle from Max Jowett, the young fullback from Wakefield. But Kevin Brown shows the ball, he fakes it to go out. Mason Caton-Brown falls for the dummy, and Warrington now back in this game.
And they really will be if Declan Patton kicks this. And Dec Patton has kicked it. 18-20. Into the last 10 minutes we go. Warrington suddenly with belief, maybe.
He's persevered with this all afternoon, Kevin Brown. Obviously, that's the trademark that he carries into every game. You know, his pass selection is good. His running game, when he's that close to the line, trying to second-guess him is almost impossible, and he's got his team back into this game.
Well, 4 without defeat for Warrington, aiming to make it 5 without defeat here. They've been second best for much of the match to Wakefield, but for the next 10 minutes, you get the feeling Warrington might well finish the stronger.
A couple of players been sent on now for Wakefield. Kyle Wood, the starting hooker, he's back on the side, and David Fafita, the explosive prop forward, is in for the final big 10 minutes in a Wakefield shirt.
There's Dwyer, he's able to stand and get the ball away to Brown again. And Kevin Brown is surrounded. I wonder what Wakefield have in the tank. It's been a big effort from them. What do Warrington have left? Westerman, the referee shouted play on. Patton will attack the line, will fire the pass to Radford. Here is Atkins. Atkins gets the ball away to Lynham, and Lynham with a kick all down the line. It was a great kick too in many ways, and Jowett, he took one heck of a gamble, didn't he?
That's hard, isn't it? Playing wing and fullback here, you have to make these tough decisions. Which way will the ball bounce? Luckily for Wakefield and Jowett, it's over the sideline.
It's a toss of the coin, isn't it, that?
It is.
Unfortunately for him, he shouted heads and it came down heads.
He's got his body in the way of the oncoming player, Tom Lynham, so he's shielding the ball as he's back to the player. If he needs to pick it up, he obviously thinks he can.
Well, Wakefield Trinity have led for an hour, but the next 8 minutes and a little bit will tell us whether they will go home with the 2 points and put a dint in Warrington's revival in 2017. Johnson plays the ball for Fita. Solid enough run from him. Looking for a penalty, and Thaler wouldn't be conned. Here is England, surrounded by primrose and blue jerseys. Kyle Wood at dummy half. Arona. 4 tackles gone. Warrington vigorous in defence, they'll have to be. He's got a slap round the chops for Wood, but he got it away anyway. Here is Williams. We get to the halfway mark to Wakefield in the shape of Batchelor. And that's safety first. Safety first from Sam Williams.
It's a good substitution to reintroduce Kyle Wood. We've mentioned him a couple of times already. He was the best player on the pitch for Trinity in the first half. Whenever he gets a quick play the ball, whenever the rucks are quick enough, for both sides, Kyle Wood for Trinity, Brad Dwyer for Warrington, you feel like both sides are waiting for those chances. And it's a nervous time if you're a Wolves fan.
And who's under most pressure here?
Warrington.
We've got David Peter down, taking a rest with the physio. You've got the big screen in the corner with the clock ticking down. So if you're a Warrington player playing towards the big screen, you know exactly how long's left. Do you force that ball? Do you try and get off the line a bit quicker than you should, stand in front of the referee, trying to force that mistake?
I think with the ball they have to, Warrington, and that's
well, they have to because they're behind, don't
that's
they?
what they tend to do, and they're either going to score a fabulous try, breakaway try, or they're going to drop it and present an opportunity to the opposition,
at, isn't it?
Yeah.
We would think that if Warrington score next, they go on and win the match.
Yeah, the game does have a familiar feel to that game. A few weeks ago here when they played Hull, they came back and they ended up a draw, but they finished the stronger, and it appears that case again.
That's a great run from Andre Savelio.
There he is, Eddie. That's what I said he can do. He's a game changer, that youngster.
Here's Kevin Brown. Brown takes them on, pulled back, and that could have been a nasty twist for Brown, but he gets up, he played the ball, but he's a bit groggy. This is Deck Patton. Patton then to Bratchford. And Lynham hugging the touchline on this left-hand side. The ball would have come to him, they might have got something. Dwyer over the head of Atkins to Westerman. Last tackle coming up then for Warrington. Arona quickly out of the ruck. Patton in the air looking for Lynham. That's off the fingertips of Lynham. Yes, it was Tom Lynham's touch in the air. Knock on, turnover. There's the fingertips of Tom Lynham.
How many times have they gone to that now? Is it 4 or 5?
You can see why, can't you? Because he's good in the air usually, but not so much today. With a few knock-ons against him.
They've survived for a long time. Can they survive for 6 minutes more? That's about what they'll have to do here if they retain possession.
Johnson. Then Jones Bishop, who's got Ashton Sims all over him.
It's a big test now for Wakefield. If you're a forward in a Wakefield jersey, you're going to be looking for some of your outside backs, like Caton Brown's doing at present, getting in, helping you out. You've been tested defensively. We go for a long kick here.
Gone for a 40-20 here. It didn't quite have the ump on it. Mind you, look, Stephen Ratford's allowed this to bounce. What a kick it was in the end. didn't think that had a chance of getting down there.
No, well, Sam Williams never let the ball bounce, although it was difficult. There was nobody behind to catch that ball, but Sam Williams on the right-hand side. You've got Jacob Miller on the left, controlling the players and organising that kicking game. There goes Ryan Atkins.
He's looked like the most dangerous in attack for Warrington.
It's quality, Ryan Atkins. Look at again how quick that play the ball is.
Here's Brown. Harvey Levette wide. Brown can't get it out. That's 4 tackles gone. They're still inside their own half, deep inside their own half. And that big screen clock that Terry said they're looking at says just over 5 minutes remaining. Patton just stopped and then went for a big run up the middle. It's the last one. Hill is at dummy half. Back it comes to Brown. The kick from Brown is long. And Max Jowett has got all the time in the world. He allows it to bounce. And now Jowett has to hold on.
Just take
big hit from Savelio, that.
Just take the tackle, don't panic. He's gone down again, Max Jowett. He was...
Even if that's cramp.
Yeah, he had it before from the physio. He was on stretching his calf before. He was down with cramp earlier.
Like Bill Harper said on the sideline, the temperature at pitch side, along with the fluids that they're losing, the fluids that they're trying to get back on board, that's what causes the cramp.
Well, it's been a better second half from Warrington, hasn't it? There's been a lot more vigour about it. The early try conceded to Wakefield and Tom Johnson has proved crucial. They've been playing catch-up all the way through. They've never led. And there we are, 4 minutes and 49 seconds. That's what Warrington are looking at every time they come down this end of the ground.
That's roughly 2 goals with the ball apiece, 2 sets of 6. Just short of a minute it lasts.
I didn't want him to know that they've not been playing well. Yeah, they've picked up points in the last 4 games, but they know that there's still improvements in this side. They were many people's favourites at the start of the year to top the ladder at the end of the season.
I know a few people who've put a few shillings on them. Kyle Wood, the ball away to Arona once again. Warrington get him down. And Kermond. No, it isn't. Sorry, it's Dean Hadley. Beg your pardon.
In probably his more familiar position in Dean Hadley. Played left second row and been very good. Like Kermond on the right. He's done the job on the left as Hurst now. He's wrestled to the ground just over the halfway line.
Goes down on the last. Kick from Williams. High. Lynham is under this. Chase, led by Gibson and Ben Jones-Bishop. Patton and Ratford. They are at the wrong end of the field, though, Warrington, with less than 4 to go.
And that could have been penalised as well. Big Tom Lynham lashes out at the play of the ball.
Chris Hill. Good meters forward. 3 gone.
And he's been impressive, hasn't he, Chris Hill?
Oh, Patton. It's a 0.
Well, Warrington making the play before they'd even caught the ball then.
That would have been a free play, Stuart. It was a knock-on.
That's right, he would have been, yeah. 0 tackle anyway.
So there's the first. Big David Fafita.
2.
Oh, Kyle Wood. Oh, knock-on by Fafita. Fancy knocking on with 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go, and your team is 2 points to the good.
Well, it was the basics, wasn't it? Again, that's let Wakefield down.
You talked about fatigue, and yet you asked how that would affect the players. Well,
mentally,
it's the
as well.
Fundamentals of the game. Just when you think you're okay and you don't have to concentrate and focus. Chris Hill for the Warrington Wolves is down as well.
This is a massive 3 minutes for Wakefield, Eddie. I think a win here, if they can hang on and win, it almost puts them in the top 8. I know they'll need some more wins, but they'll have 6 wins then from 11 games, and they'll be well on the way here then to surviving again and putting themselves into that competition that guarantees them Super League status next season.
And for Warrington, if they lose, well, it's a nervous second half of the season that's coming up for them, or a nervous second half of the first half of the season, because we know after 23 rounds it all splits and changes. Ashton Sims goes down, tackle number 2. Clock is ticking down.
He's been struggling, Max Jowett, obviously with cramp. The Warrington look to shift it here.
Atkins nearly through. That was an important tackle.
Well, they've looked to kick it and test Jowett out.
Ratchford into centre field. It goes to Brown. Brown then gets it wide. They have a man on the overlap wide. Livett gives it to Rhys Evans. Scrambling Wakefield defence. 4 gone. Warrington coming through now with Westerman. And here is Patton. Patton then gives it to Ratchford. Here's Lynham! He will score! Not given yet. Not given yet by Ben Thaler.
Try on tackle 4.
Try on the field.
Just a touch on the grounding, please.
Touchline and grounding, but it didn't look like there was anything wrong with it from up here. But this could well be the great escape for Warrington.
Just as we heard, the touchline and grounding all looked okay. But I think the referee was slightly behind play, which is why he's probably called for the grounding. No problem with touch. He's certainly up in the air at the moment. Does he put the ball down okay? Yes. Fingers on the ball. That's fine. That's a try.
Looks like Wakefield have been undone with 2 minutes to go.
Good effort and good vision on this left edge for Warrington, wasn't it? And a good finish.
Try. Celebrated like they've won the grand final.
Well, listen to that atmosphere now. I don't think
Everything that's gone before is forgotten.
I don't think anybody in this crowd will focus on how close they were to defeat when watching this try back again. It's a very brave decision to go with the long ball. Here's the mistake from Fafita. When Stephen Ratchford gets this ball in his hand, you wonder what's going through his mind. It's Dec Patton who provides the pass to Ratchford. He plants it into the path of big Tommy Lynham, who creates the time and space, and the Superman dive from Tom Lynham gets Warrington out of what could have been a disastrous defeat at home.
That was a wonderful ball, wasn't it? He straightens the play up, he keeps the defenders honest, Stephen Ratchford, and then delivers a pass to a winger who doesn't have to change his stride to score the match-winning try.
Hey, come on, this might not be over. There's still time left, Terry, because the referee, after 60 seconds, stops the clock. Then there's an attempted conversion, of course. There might just be time here for Wakefield to restart play.
It'd be a miracle. It would be a miracle.
Well, the game lasts for 80 minutes.
I know what you're saying, but it would be a miracle. I think Wakefield have just run out of steam, and that mistake from David Fafita will come back to haunt them. They haven't been led in this match all afternoon. Dec Patton here now. He misses with the goal. It's now a question of how quickly the touch judges get back in position. Tony Smith, I don't know whether he plays Monopoly, but I think he's just played the greatest get-out-of-jail card of all time.
Well, they've picked up 9 valuable league points, haven't they, in the last 5 games. Warrington...
Well, they're not playing well, Terry, and they are going here 5 without defeat.
Eddie, well, they're picking up the points, aren't they? They're not playing well, they're still picking up those league points. Wakefield go for a short kick-off.
They look for the miracle, and the miracle does not come off.
And if you're looking at Warrington's performance and you're going to give them a rating out of a 10 today, I'd say it's probably around a 6.
Well, the second half they've been better, there's no question about that. But Wakefield have been the best team, and they're going to go home beat.
When you look at some of the Warrington players, the man who's going to get the ball now, he's been very good. Ryan Atkins has been very good. Dec Patton, Kevin Brown, since he's come off the bench.
So is this fellow, he's put a few dents in them as well, Savelio. Look at this.
Did tell you.
You know a thing or two, Terry, despite what others say. That's it. That's it. Warrington escape. They escape with a win. Their supporters won't care about that. And until the 78th minute, Wakefield led from the start. But then Lynham's try in the corner has turned gloom into glee. Over 9,000 have seen Warrington come up with the victory that for long periods of this match didn't look like it was coming. But Hill, Brown and Lynham, with tries in the last 25 minutes, have seen Warrington home. They led for just 2 minutes. It's 4 wins in a row, 5 unbeaten now for Warrington, 3 defeats in a row for Wakefield. Ryan Atkins is the Betfred man of the match. Let's hear from him with Bill.
Ryan, congratulations. There you go. Man of the match award, but talk about getting yourself out of jail.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a tough game, and backing up again at Easter period, everybody knows it's all about mental prep. Everybody's on the last legs physically, so it's all about what you've got upstairs, and today we dug deep and we knew we had to, and it's good to get another 2 points and climb the ladder.
And I think, I mean, it's probably hard to appreciate at home, but conditions, this will be one of the warmest days of the season so far.
Yeah, nice and warm, and I think we were a very fit team, and that's no disrespect to Warrington, but we knew if we kept the ball we would have that edge, and I think we made a lot of mistakes and we really did test our fitness today, but it's good to get another 2 points.
Crucial win. Are you going to get out of that bottom 4?
Well, I hope so, and we've got a lot of confidence now. We're building and building, and to knock off another 2 points, and I mean, it'd have been 5 points Wakefield would have got in front of us if we'd have lost today, so we needed that win, so like I said, it's great to get that win.
Well done, Ryan. And a cheque for 250 quid for a charity that you're going to give to...
Children's Adventure Farm Trust. It's a great charity now I'm working with at the minute.
Well done today. Kyle Wood, so close. And that, I mean, that must be hard to take, to be leading that for all but the last 3 minutes or so.
Yeah, it's really hard to take. We've lost 3 close games over Easter, and we put a lot of effort in there, and it's hard to not come away with a win. It's pretty gutting, really.
Did you run out of steam? Because it's, I mean, the 3rd game in a week, and this was probably as tougher conditions as you've played in.
No, I don't think we did, to be honest. We just made some errors at the wrong time, and that cost us. But
I mean, people say this, you look at this and you've pushed Warrington all the way, you'll take some positive, surely. Yeah, we are.
We've come close against Wigan, we've come close against Warrington, so yeah, we've got to just kick on now, and games like that we need to be winning.
Thanks, Carl. Well done, anyway.
Right, cheers.
Yes, they will go home and they will feel hard done by, but Warrington, as far as they are concerned, it's all about getting points on the board after an awful start to the season, and that's what they've done, courtesy of Tom Lynham's lifesaver just a couple of minutes from time. 22 points to 20. Another comeback from Warrington, and this time they've got rich reward. They have 2 more points on the league ladder. And this is the way it looks. Warrington still in the bottom 4, but breathing down the necks of St Helens. Wakefield now just a point ahead of them. It's a real battle in the Betfred Super League in 2017, isn't it? OK, so that's the story of Easter 2017, and the bandwagon rolls on. Next weekend, our fixtures look like this. Thursday, we're at Headingley for Leeds against Huddersfield. Huddersfield desperate to get out of the bottom 4 as well. And on Friday, Hull FC against the Warrington Wolves. A repeat of that Wembley final of last year, 7:30 on Sky Sports 2 on Friday for that. But Warrington here and their supporters celebrating what looked for 78 minutes like the most unlikeliest of victories. But a victory it is, and Warrington tonight will be very happy. From all of us here, goodbye till next week.
Enjoy Sky Sports Live on all screens, on the go,